What's going on, everyone? When it comes to the upcoming season and our success, it's going to solely rely on these three guys. They got to figure it out. They got to make it work. And if these three can, I think that we are going to be very good and very terrifying. One of the big things, though, is health, right? Anthony Davis has missed a lot of time, especially last season. LeBron James, the only one that played pretty much every game was Russell Westbrook. And the only games he missed were the games that the Lakers purposely sat him. Otherwise, he probably would have played the whole season. And obviously, you can't ask LeBron to do that, right? You can't ask LeBron to play 82 games this upcoming season because he's only getting older, right? And you don't want that wear and tear on LeBron James. You want him as healthy as possible going into the playoffs. Now, Darvin Ham does plan on giving these guys limited minutes. Like he said in media day, he was like, hey, I'm not planning on playing these guys, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, playoff minutes early in the season. So I would imagine he's going to want to try to have LeBron around 30 minutes a game, if not less. And hopefully there's enough supporting cast. Hopefully Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, they can be guys that can kind of carry the workload. So LeBron doesn't have to play 35, 40 minutes a game for us to win. Anthony Davis, I imagine they try to play around the same thing, 35 minutes maybe around there. And then Russ, I think he's that workhorse. He's been that model of just consistency and can just the energizer buddy. So he could go as long as possible. But one thing that Anthony Davis said that I thought was very good and what you want to hear. Anthony Davis said that he's making a personal goal this season to play all 82 games. Now, if we're being honest, that's probably not going to happen. But could he play 65 games? Could he play, 70 games? Something like that. I don't think he's going to play all 82 games. I don't even think the Lakers would let him play all 82 games, even if he wanted to, even if he could, especially if we're in a position, like say we're locked into the 6th seed with 3 games left. They probably rest Anthony Davis. They probably rest LeBron James, maybe even Russ, especially if the big three are working. So I just think regardless, he's probably not going to play 82 games, but if you cut back his minutes, if you can get him to 30 to 35 minutes a game and we're winning and we're having some success, then I do think that he can have a little more longevity. Even last season, as injury prone, quote unquote, as he was, a lot of those injuries last season were just freak accidents. He can't control somebody sliding 30 feet and crashing into his ankle. It's just, there's some injuries that you just can't plan for. You can't, train for, you can't build strength for, things like that. They happen. Injuries are a part of the game of basketball. But if he can, stop the little tweaks and the minute little injuries and stuff, that would be huge, because he's built this rep of just street clothes, which I don't really understand. I think it's a goofy thing because Anthony Davis, the last 3 seasons, has played more games than half of the stars in the league. He's played more than Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Jamal Murray. The list goes on and on of guys that Anthony Davis has played more games for. It just seems that when Anthony Davis gets injured, it's very key and opportune moments, right? It's we're in the playoffs. It looks like we're going to beat the Suns. We're up 2-1. It looks like we're going to go up 3-1. They have absolutely no answer for Anthony Davis, and then he gets hurt, and then we lose the series. And last season, it's he gets injured. It's a rough season. He comes back, looks absolutely dominant like the Anthony Davis that we know and love, putting up ridiculous stat lines, and then gets injured, and it's well, there goes our playoff hopes. So Anthony Davis, I think, and I've said this on several occasions, I think we go as far as Anthony Davis carries us on his big shoulders. I think Anthony Davis is arguably the biggest factor, the biggest key for this season because he's young enough, talented enough, skilled enough. He's going to be the number one guy to where he can carry a heavy workload. And we need a dominant MVP level Anthony Davis. He doesn't have to win the MVP, but he needs to be in the conversation of this guy deserves the MVP. We need that from Anthony Davis. LeBron James, asking LeBron to carry this team to the promised land is it's not realistic. If we're in a game 7 of the Western Conference Finals or something like that, or we just even get to the Western Conference Finals, then yeah, I could see LeBron kind of elevating himself a little higher just because he's this might be my last shot. Let's get this done. Let's do what I got to do to get this W. And I could see something like that, or especially if we end up in the NBA Finals. If we end up in the NBA Finals, then I could see LeBron just being that monster we saw once again, just because he's like, I might not get back here. I need to make sure we win this. But outside of that, for an 82-game season, it's an impossible task. You can't wear down LeBron. We need LeBron and we need Davis as healthy as possible come playoff time. But Anthony Davis is young enough to where he can play a good amount of games. I need at least 65 games from Anthony Davis. That would allow him to miss, about 17 games, which is, I think, understandable, especially in today's NBA where, you get player rest and stuff like that. And, there's the nagging injuries, but really it's just like the team just wants to rest the player just so that way they can get healthy for a couple extra days of rest, especially like after a back-to-back or something. I think Anthony Davis, I think that happens. I think that happens to LeBron. I think it happens to guys like Patrick Beverley. The guys that are older on this roster, I really think Darvin Ham's going to give these guys some breaks, going to give these guys some rest, which he basically has said in the past that, he's going to give guys nights off and stuff like that because, he wants these guys healthy. And that's the ultimate goal, is just getting healthy come playoff time, being ready to go in the playoffs. And I've said this time and time again, and I will stick by it. If we get into the playoffs, I will take our chances. I think you still have the best duo in the entire league in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. If Russell Westbrook can figure it out and this team can kind of actually integrate Russell Westbrook and make him effective, then good luck. I think this team is going to be very good, very talented. I think they're going to be great defensively. Darvin Ham has really instilled defense in this team. We got reports from training camp. I'll dive into some of that stuff a little later today because I want to wait and hear what else comes out for day 2. But all in all, I definitely think that this team is going to be very good defensively. I think we're going to score a bunch of points because you got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. So I don't think you're going to have a problem scoring. Last year, as terrible as we were, we didn't have a problem scoring. We still scored 114 points a game. Problem was we gave up like 120. So we have to be able to stop the other team. So if we're putting up 114 a game, we need to be able to keep them to at least 113 because that's how you win the game of basketball. So that I think is important. That I think is key. And a lot of it rests on Anthony Davis. But I like the personal accountability. I like the personal goal of I want to play 82 games. Now, I don't think that he's going to, but can he get close? Like I said, can he play 65 games? Because that's probably what it's going to take for us to make the playoffs. Even last year, as terrible as we were last year, if LeBron James and Anthony Davis played a majority of that season, we would have made the playoffs. We just would have. But it's just the injuries is a big thing. And Anthony Davis, I think, really needs to take a personal, vendetta and just show hey, I can be this guy. I can be that dominant player. I can be a guy that can stay on the court and stay healthy. He's worked on his game. He's worked on his shot, worked on his body. This offseason was very key for him. He has a lot of things that he's excited for. There's been a lot of high praise for him this offseason. I need to see that translate to the game of basketball. I need to see that translate on the court, because doing great things in the offseason is great and all, but I need you to be able to do those things in an actual game. And I need you to be on the court. You're only as good as the games you play. You could be the best player in the world, but if you don't play, then who cares? You're really not. I'd rather have a guy that is, a mid-tier guy or like Russell Westbrook. He plays every single. I'd rather have a guy that plays every game than a guy that plays 20. It's just that's the problem. So we need Anthony Davis to be that dominant force. We need him to stay on the basketball court. We need him to just elevate these guys and really carry a load this season. The Lakers got him to be the number one guy to transition so LeBron didn't have to do everything. And once LeBron leaves, you still have Anthony Davis as your franchise cornerstone. That could still be a real possibility, but we need to see him play at an elite level. We need to see him be that guy. We need to see him be the number one guy on a championship team. I want to see him. I would absolutely love, and this is I'm just throwing this out there, but let's say that we did make the finals, and let's say we did win the NBA finals. I want to see Anthony Davis win the finals MVP. That's what I want. If we ever were to get to the NBA finals, I want to see Anthony Davis just completely dominate in the finals and secure that MVP. just because I really think that would, one, I think that might change his perspective and make him feel like, okay, like, I can do this. I can play to this level. I am that guy. I am and I think it would give fans a level of security of like, all right, the franchise is safe. We got a finals MVP. We got a MVP. We got a dominant force on this team. Like, we're good post LeBron, because that's the big question. What is going to happen after LeBron James? And we need Anthony Davis to start showing, like, I can be that guy. Don't worry, the franchise is safe. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you like this personal goal of Anthony Davis playing 82 games? Do you not? Do you think he does it? Do you think he doesn't? Like I said, I don't think he would. Even if he could, I don't think the Lakers would let him. I think, but give me 65 games. I'm okay with that. Give me 65 games. Let's do that. I would love that. But anyway, however you feel, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.